Thank you for choosing AMC Theaters, where we make movie moments AMC amazing. Your safety is important to us, so remember, keep an eye on your valuables. Be sure to report any suspicious behavior. And please take a moment to find the exit closest to you. In case of emergency, walk out of the building and move far away. At the movies, the feature is on the big screen. So please remember, don't text, don't post, don't talk, don't ruin the movie. Thank you.
Sup? Yo, y'all got your snacks, your cuddle buddy, and your Adidas? Alright then, check. Let's go.
Sean Great stalked northern Ohio between 2006 and 2016, slaughtering women after assaulting them. He's now on death row awaiting execution, thanks to one would-be victim's bravery. The following 911 call you're about to hear is of that would-be victim, and is possibly one of the most tense 911.
I'm not ready. I didn't know it was actual audio recordings. Because it says 3 disturbing 911 calls. But I didn't know, like, shit. Woo! Okay. Let's go.
You'll ever hear. On September 13th, 2016, Ashland police received a phone call from an unknown woman who police referred to as Jane Doe, who whispered that she had been kidnapped and was tied up mere feet away from her sleeping abductor. She tried to describe the man who was holding her captive and the house she was in. The best she could manage was that it was next to the 4th Street laundromat.
What is the address to your emergency?
By the 4th Street laundromat.
What is it?
4th Street laundromat.
What's the problem?
I've been abducted.
Who abducted you?
Sean Green.
Is it John Green?
Sean Great.
Where's she at now?
Asleep.
Where's she sleeping at?
In the bedroom.
In what bedroom?
There's 2 houses right by the Laundry Street. And it's in one of those houses.
What color's the house?
Yellow. Please hurry.
Is it an apartment?
No, it's a house.
Okay, does he own the house?
No, he broke into it.
Does anybody actually live there?
I think they've been abandoned.
Does he have a weapon?
He's got a taser.
Are you injured?
A little.
It's the fact that she's whispering. I don't know what it is, but she's whispering, and it's just making that much more creepy. Like, I'm on edge, right? Like, bro.
Where did he take you from?
My apartment. I was walking with him.
You were walking with him?
Mm-hmm.
Where were you walking to?
I've known him for like a month and a half.
Is there any way you can get out of the building?
I don't know without waking him, and I'm scared.
Is there a bathroom in the house?
Well, his bedroom is closed, and he made it so it would make noise.
If you told me you had to go to the bathroom, he would do something to you?
Yeah, because he had me tied up.
Are you tied up now?
Well, yeah, but I kind of freed myself.
Is he in the same room with you?
Yes.
I feel like he's already up. Oh, I'm nervous! I'm nervous! I'm nervous. Oh, stop! Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm nervous because I feel like he's up, but he's quiet. Like, I hope to God there's police on their way. Like, oh, listen. Oh, listen. Bro, like, is anybody else nervous right now? I feel like he's up, bro. I feel like he's up.
Are you bleeding from anywhere?
Not anymore.
It's because it's like she's doing a whole lot of she's doing a whole lot of talking. The victim is doing a whole lot of talking right now, and I feel like he's up.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I woke him up.
Okay, set the phone down.
While the 911 dispatcher continued talking the caller through escaping, Jane accidentally knocked over her captor's taser, waking him. The line went dead briefly, and she was suddenly minutes away from being the sixth victim of the serial killer Sean Great. And by this point, the police knew they had to race if they wanted any chance of saving the helpless woman. Great sat up in his bed and stared at the floor, before laying back down again, not realizing that Jane was on the phone with the police.
Are you still there?
So much longer.
You what?
So much longer.
Do you hear any officers outside?
No.
Okay, they're in the area.
Hurry up!
Can you get out of the house? It's locked. Are you at the door?
Yeah, I am.
She's at the door. She's at the door on the right side of the house. She got out of the bedroom. Is there a window there?
Yeah, I'm looking out as they tell me to come back.
She said,
Hurry, hurry.
she said to hurry up and come back.
Yeah, they can see me if they can
locked.
do it.
The door's locked.
Hurry up, get out of here. Where is it?
That sounds like me.
Still sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay, they have her.
You run on it, armed.
Unarmed?
Yeah.
Right now. Do it. Well, if you can't be in there, here, cover yourself up. Tell me what happened. What happened?
The rescue of the woman and arrest of Great was heard on the call.
That was intense. Jesus Christ, man, my heart is racing. My Jesus.
Thankfully, the woman survived this ordeal, though likely not without having some lasting scarring effects on her. As a teenager growing up in Marion, Ohio, Sean Great was well liked, particularly by girls.
Wow.
He had a charm about him that would mask his inner rage, at least for a while. When he was 18, he was arrested for grabbing his then-girlfriend by the throat. A few years later, he was arrested for breaking into his 17-year-old girlfriend's home and choking her. And only 8 months later, he broke into the same girl's house again, this time slipping underneath her couch and hiding until he saw an opportunity to strike. This time he had a butcher knife in hand. But Great's charm and artificial friendliness allowed him to go on and have 3 children with 3 different women. But his inner anger would never lay dormant for long. His ex-wife, Amber Nicole Bowman, claims that Sean at one point said, "If I can't see my daughter, no one will."
Wow.
By his mid to late 20s, Great's behavior became more erratic. He would begin dating Christina Hildreth. The pair were happy and content in the beginning, but Great couldn't hide his true colors for long. Not only did he become violent, controlling, and jealous, he would also show signs of being cold and indifferent towards his confused girlfriend, and would eventually end up physically abusing her.
So was he violent with you?
Yes.
In what way?
Broke my hand, blacked my eye, strangled me, tied me up.
But his hostility would soon extend beyond just romantic partners, and even to friends, when he asked his friend for a loan, which was declined, and in response, he sent his friend a disturbing text saying, "Meet the other me." Eventually, Great would find himself living in Mansfield, hopping from woman to woman, and around this time, he met his first two victims, Rebecca Lisi and Candace Cunningham. Rebecca was a sex worker, and her body was found in March 2015. Her death was ruled an overdose originally, but Great later pleaded guilty to her murder. Candace Cunningham lived with Great in Mansfield before her disappearance in 2015. Police couldn't find her until the day of Great's arrest, when he led police to her body, which was lying behind a burned-down house in Richland County on the day of his arrest. Great managed to somehow become even more barbaric towards his next and final victim, Jane, who you heard in the phone call just before. Jane met Sean Great around her apartment complex, and he eventually gained her trust. That was when he exposed her to his true self. He trapped her in an abandoned house and forced her to endure days of torture and other unspeakable things while she was tied up. Great barely slept on the first night of his victim's capture, giving her no chance of escape. However, after another day of torture, Great eventually passed out. His phone was right next to him going off, but he was seemingly in a very deep sleep. So Jane took this opportunity as her likely last chance to escape alive. And she reached over his sleeping body as stealthily as she could to pick...
Okay, I get it. I was like, because I was thinking in my head, like, why didn't he hear any of that? I was about to say, because I thought he was either up, I didn't know what was going on, but I just got a little bit confused. He passed out, that's why. He must have been sleeping hard as hell.
The phone and dialed 911 while still partially bound. And that was the start of the 911 call. When police arrived at the property, they were met with more bodies than they'd expected. Great had been mercilessly killing the women who were unfortunate enough to trust him, and some of them were decomposing in the house he was squatting in.
Oh my God.
The 911 operator received a lot of hate and ridicule over her loud voice and constant seemingly unnecessary questions during the call, as many people believe she could have very easily led to Great being awoken, either by the sound of her voice or because of all the questions she was making Jane answer.
Yeah.
Thankfully, things went the way they did, and this 911 call was a very fortunate story, as it got a monster off the streets who no doubt wouldn't have stopped doing what he was doing. The call you're about to hear was made by millionaire James Bob Ward, reporting that he had just shot his wife. His tone throughout the call is very monotone, calm, and nonchalant, considering the matter for which he's making the call.
That shit crazy. That shit's crazy. Like, you had an itch on me. Hold on. Okay, alright. You ever have those itches, near your private area? You like, alright, let's be real for a second, You're not dirty. You don't got no diseases. You clean, right? But, like, your pubic hair just be itching sometimes, so you just gotta... that's what that was. I'm good. I'm clean. I'm not dirty. I don't got nothing. Don't do that. Don't do that, because I know you do it. Fuck. No, but no. That's crazy as hell, though. That's crazy as shit. To do something really clucked up, but then be on the phone talking about something. Hey. No, I'm okay. I'm doing just watching some Netflix. Still waiting for Stranger Things season 4 to come out, but just saying. I'm just over here eating some popcorn, in the bed. How your night going? Yeah? Playing some Grand Theft Auto 7? Alright, well, you got my respects, I might be on the game later. Meanwhile, you got two dead bodies just over here just laying down like what? Nah, that is crazy as shit.
The real estate mogul claims he walked into his and his wife's room to turn in for the night, and was shocked to find his allegedly depressed and intoxicated 51-year-old wife, Diane, holding his Magnum handgun. Bob says the weapon accidentally discharged while he was struggling to get it away from her before she could kill herself or him, or the both of them.
Oh my God.
This was the call.
Yeah, what's the emergency?
I just shot my wife.
You just what?
I just shot my wife.
Where's your wife?
She's right here on the floor. Please send somebody a 5-2.
Hey, I got a question though. I don't know why I'm clapping. I got a question. I said this to my girlfriend the other day. They said they'll probably have me on watch like 24/7. But what would happen, right, if you go up to a random police officer, or you call a random, you call the cops, right? On some sick stuff, cause right, I feel like you got some sick people out here, right? Saying that it was a joke, but like you call the police, or you go to a police officer, be like, on August 2nd, 1:00 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, the president of this year, the president is going to be, I can't really say it because I don't know who's listening or what's listening, but like, he's going to be like, what do you think will happen to that person that called the police or went up to a police officer? Do you think that person will be locked up until further notice, or he'll be watched 24/7 for a long time? Or do you think the whole country will go on martial law? Because what would happen if the president just got assassinated? I'm gonna just say it. What if the president just got assassinated? Like if the president right now got assassinated right now in America, the USA, what do you think will happen? I think the whole country would go on martial law. And nobody leaving their house. I don't know.
77 Iowa Country Club Drive.
Okay, what's going on there?
I just shot my wife.
You just shot your wife?
I shot my wife. Yes, please. Send somebody over.
Stay on my woman. Let me add the fire department. Don't hang up.
I will.
Where's the weapon at, sir?
Orange County Fire Rescue. The address of your emergency?
44.
5277 Iowa Country Club Drive.
I'm there.
I just shot my wife.
Okay, where's the weapon?
It's in the,
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Where is she breathing?
No, she's dead.
You know that for sure.
I think so, yes.
Okay, sir, where is the weapon?
It's in the nightstand next to the master bedroom. And I'll be glad to meet the officer at the front door.
Where is your wife, sir?
She's on the floor in the master bedroom.
How old is she?
Born in 1954.
Okay, you're sure she's not breathing, or?
She's dead. She's done. I'm sorry.
Sir, did you purposely do this?
No,
Or was it an accident?
it was an accident.
How long ago did this happen, sir?
Probably 5 minutes ago. I'm on the front steps.
You're out on the front
Yeah.
steps?
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, it was an accident. Your tone, your voice, the tone of your voice, and how you talking, make it seem like you don't care about your wife. If it was an accident, because it wasn't. Come on, it wasn't. I don't give a cluck. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm on the front steps. I'm leaving the front gate from the front steps. We'll go upstairs and find Diane. Yeah, there's just passing. You told me back up.
Did you see the deputy?
Yeah, I see lights, but there's someone back up. That's been back up. Hey, guys, over here. Over here.
Is that him?
Guys, over here. Here, hey, on the phone. I'm making the front stop. No, I got him on the phone. We're good.
We can hang up for with him. Okay.
Bob was charged with second-degree murder of Diane. He has always claimed the gun went off when he was trying to get it away from Diane, but prosecutors believe the two were arguing over financial problems, and that's why Bob shot her. Now it was up to a jury to decide, but to this day the question is, was Diane Ward's death really just a tragic accident?
No.
Or did her husband Bob murder her in cold blood? Well, not...
In cold blood, 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 in cold.
Long ago, a significant discovery of a letter from the grave may finally answer the question that's confounded the justice system and haunted the Ward.
He don't got no lips. You know he's sus. You know he shot her. He don't got no lips. It's almost as if where his lips is at, it's almost, it's just flat. It's like, it's just nothing, you know? These are lips. What he got, I don't know what those, no.
Since the day Diane died. Bob and Diane had it all. A happy 26-year-old marriage, 2 daughters, and enough money to own numerous luxurious estates in several states. Daughters Sarah and Mallory say they and their parents were a loving, tight-knit family. But eventually, Bob's real estate empire collapsed under the weight of the Great Recession, and even though Bob was facing bankruptcy, his daughters claimed he remained optimistic, but not Diane, who grew increasingly low-spirited over the prospect of losing the family fortune. Sarah said her mother vainly tried to ease her depression with booze and prescription drugs,
Wow.
but she would turn into a different person, far from the loving mom she knew, and completely out of control even in public. She said her mother was also directing all her anger and resentment at her father, after having to cut back on some of the luxuries the family grew used to. And Sarah says her father was like her mother's punching bag. Bob's defense attorneys painted Diane as a suicidal and unstable person, and in 2018, his defense attorneys produced new evidence. A suicide note written by Diane was found in the couple's Atlanta home. It was reportedly found by an estate sales professional in the closet in the master bedroom. She stated that she was on a ladder in a small closet in the bedroom when she noticed a pink notebook next to some hair rollers. She opened the notebook and found a note and some cards with Diane Ward printed on them. The alleged suicide note read, "Dear Mallory and Sarah, please know how much I love you. I don't know how it happened for me to end up like this. I want you to have wonderful lives and know that I will always be watching out for both of you. Take care of Daddy. I love you more than you will ever know. Take care of the dogs. They will need you." Defense attorneys claim that a former FBI handwriting expert could testify that he thinks the handwriting is indeed that of Diane Ward. So this all begs the question, is what Bob says true? Was his shooting of his wife an accident? But if this were the case, Bob's calm and seemingly unaffected tone over the phone with 911, and even during his police interrogation, wouldn't make much sense.
Then you're doing it, right?
Any reading glasses anybody has?
Sure. I can grab.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I have my pair.
Thank you.
I may
I have
have.
a folding pair, but I think they took them. Thank you.
Oh.
Like I said, I'm Detective Frost. I didn't get your name, your first name.
I go by Bob.
Okay.
But it's
Come on. Come on. Come, that's your wife. Your wife. Your wife is dead. And you talking about, my name is Bob. 46. I'm from Ohio, born and raised in Kentucky. I had a few jobs here and there. I like going out. Like, what? Your wife is dead. Why you, man?
name's Robert.
It would be a safe assumption that anyone who just accidentally murdered their wife would show any kind of remorse or regret.
I'm saying.
Bob was calm and seemingly unaffected throughout. He's still in prison today.
Yeah, he needs to stay in prison. What are you talking about?
This last one has been circulating the internet for decades.
Decades?
You've likely heard it before. In fact, I've included it in a video I privated many years ago. I'm sure some of you remember. But new information...
Wait a minute, hold on, because I see some other videos. Okay. 4 true scary stories, 1 personal story, and then 6 creepy, unsettling episodes of kid-friendly shows. Hopefully I can find those 2 at the top right there. You see them.
I'm sure some of you remember. But new information has arisen on this call recently.
This is Ruth Price of 3877. What's the problem, ma'am? Oh, well, there's some guy been checking the place out. Oh. Well, he went in the back. I have an apartment in the back, and he said he was looking for a guy. And he comes to my door. Yes. And,
Oh, I remember this.
Looking for an apartment.
Yeah.
So I live alone, and I'm an old lady. Where is he now, ma'am? I have no idea.
Oh. Oh! Okay. Oh, shit. I remember that. I don't know what it is about people screaming because they're in pain, or screaming because they're hurt, or screaming because something like this. Like, I just hate when people scream, and I hate hearing people in pain and torture and stuff. That does something to my soul. That does something to my heart. So when I hear this shit like that, it just breaks my heart for real. Like, I can't. Oh my God.
For the longest time, this phone call was commonly just referred to as things like old woman murdered during 911 call. For a long time, people speculated that this call is just a hoax or a choreographed recording for 911 operator training. Eventually, though, the woman's name was revealed to be Ruth Price, and it was learned that the call was in fact real. However, the internet was still having a hard time gathering any further information on this Ruth Price woman, or what her fate was after the phone call. The unfortunate assumption that she was murdered shortly after this call was always the go-to assumption. At the beginning of the call, Ruth begins to give her address as 3877, but is cut off by the 911 operator. During this 911 call, Ruth presents herself as an elderly woman who's concerned about a man who knocks on her door saying he's looking for an apartment. Ruth pauses after giving this information. Then you hear a blood-curdling scream, and Ruth says something about not being able to breathe. Recently, though, information as to who this Ruth Price woman was finally surfaced. Ruth Mildred Starr was born in Pueblo, Colorado on December 7th, 1913. Ruth went to Central High School in Pueblo, Colorado, and this was her yearbook photo. Ruth's obituary was recently found, which shows that she died in 1994 in the San Diego Union Tribune. Ruth was also mentioned in a newspaper section called Assaults on November 3rd, 1980, in the San Diego Evening Tribune. In this newspaper clipping, it says Ruth M. Price was assaulted on the 3800 block of 35th Street.
This is Ruth Price of 3877.
This newspaper clipping, which you see here, fits the Ruth Price 911 call perfectly. It wasn't a hoax, and it wasn't a 911 training call. That blood-curdling scream was unfortunately very real. But fortunately, even in Ruth's old age, she managed to fight off her attacker and live for another 14 years. What seems like a realistic possibility now is that this call was used to shock trainees for 911 call taking because of how blood-curdling and disturbing her panicked screaming was. And thus was born the legend of an old woman brutally murdered while on the phone with 911. At least this story had a much happier ending than originally thought.
Wasn't there a 911 call that had like a chimpanzee on it or like a monkey, and it ripped somebody's face off? Or am I tripping? Man. Sometimes police officers be doing too much. Like with that first one, like I feel like the officer was asking way too many questions. Like, I get it, you know. You supposed to get the story and stuff like that and understand what's going on. But, like, at a certain point, you just got to say, shut the hell up. And just get some officers over here. Like, you ask way too many questions. You ask way too many questions. And this junk with, hold on. This guy? Where you at? With a face. Him. That just goes to show you, just be careful about who you interact with and who you spending your time with and who you talking to and stuff like that, because you don't really know who you talking to or who you hanging out with or who you let in your bubble, for real. And this last guy, he definitely shot his wife. Because it felt like he felt nothing. It was just like a regular day for him. Like, he's just chilling in the chair, like arms, like legs crossed and all that. Like, he just chilling. Like, his wife is is not dead. There's some sick people out there, but Jesus. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. My family.